We are Big Red!
For these teams, the good news is they like to run the football. Two teams just full of tradition. 18th time that Big Red is in the playoffs. 16th time, 12th in a row that DeSales has been in the playoffs. They're thrilled to be here. This is a dream come true for both of these teams.
And Dave, when we looked at these teams about midway through the regular season, a lot of people thought that these two teams would collide here today.
And they didn't disappoint. They made it through the playoffs, and really an exciting, as we said, tradition-filled programs that you couldn't ask for more for a state championship game.
We'll be back and tell you how both teams made it here to Massillon right after this timeout. The championships here on ONN, Ohio's channel for high school sports. Welcome back, everybody. Roll, Red, roll. Steubenville has hit the field here at Tiger Stadium. Dave Bacon, let's go ahead and take a look at how both teams made it here to Massillon.
Yeah, you see the Big Red going crazy and getting pumped up, and DeSales will be coming out of the how DeSales made it. You see, defense has played very well, only allowed 21 points throughout the entire playoffs, and look at those points, 56, 35, 28, 16 against Clyde, a very good defensive team. Take a look at Steubenville and how they got here.
Yeah, Steubenville very balanced. They can run, they can throw, and their defense has been great as well.
And there's the road to the finals for Big Red. A close game against Bookville. We saw the game against Licking Valley here on ONN. They are, again, a very tough defensive team, and you see they can put points on the board. Should be interesting. The team that can run the ball more effectively, you think, would have the advantage.
25 to 30 mile-an-hour winds here. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We had our coin flip earlier, brought to you by the University of Northwestern Ohio. Steubenville won the coin toss, elected to defer. So DeSales will get the ball first to start the first half of play. That plays into the part of Steubenville's defense, especially in weather conditions like this.
Absolutely. You want to, if you believe in your defense, you want to get them on and get them going and try to shut down that offense. And we want to thank the University of Northwestern Ohio for sponsoring our kickoff, and they're going to have to tee it back up.
Yep, 25 to 30 mile-an-hour winds. So the ground game definitely going to be showcased here today. I don't think they're going to be airing it out, although the wind right now is calm. Stephen Rose, who handles both the kickoff duties and the punting duties for Big Red. And they're going to have to tee it up and have somebody hold that football on there.
Yeah, the wind, it's gusting. It settles down for a bit and it kicks back up and makes it very interesting.
Matt Mangini and Chris Thomas back deep, and it's a knuckler. And Mangini finally gets the handle across the 20 and out across the 25. Let's go down to Dan Franzak. Dan?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. You know, the crew out here at the stadium has been on the field since 6:30 this morning plowing. Despite their best efforts, traction going to be a factor here today. Steubenville wearing a turf shoe for the first time all year. As for DeSales, they're wearing a combination of tennis shoe and turf shoe. Here's A.J. Principe's shoe. After you see the return here, A.J. Principe, the kicker, he's wearing a combination of both turf and tennis shoe. It'll be interesting to see how that plays a factor in the game. Keep an eye on the footing, guys.
Well, they spread the field and they run. Matt Mangini, as they sent twin receivers to both sides, opened up the hole in the middle. He could run as well.
Yeah, he's very effective. 934 yards rushing on the season, and he's another threat. You know, they have Thomas, they have Moore, and Mangini is a threat running the football.
So the Stallions spread the field again with twin receivers. To the far side, single receiver here to the near side. That pass, what a catch! Oh my, by Chris Thomas. Amazing in conditions like this to snag it with the fingertips.
They failed a little bit, but Thomas is a guy they want to get the ball to in some space. He's their tailback. Was banged up a little bit during the playoffs. He's back. He ran effectively last week, and they want to get going early.
The lone tailback is the fullback, Justin Moore, who averages over 6 yards a carry. And again, Mangini on a keeper will have first down yardage inside the Steubenville territory down to the 43.
Quarterback being able to run the ball is extremely effective in these conditions. And the line, line up front is doing a nice job in creating some holes early. And they're going with the no huddle.
Trying to keep that Big Red defense on their heels. First down and 10. Opening drive. First quarter, Division III state championship. Now motion with Thomas. Mangini pulls it out. And that's a loose ball. And Thomas is able to pick it up. It still finds a little bit of running room before he's hog-tied by Sam Busick.
That's the way you defend an option. You force the quarterback to pitch. And in these conditions, any exchange is a trick. And a good job by Magnone to really force that early. He got in, got penetration, and forced Mangini to pitch that. And a nice job by Thomas to alertly, minimize what, it's a 6-yard loss instead of a 12, 13-yard loss.
Yeah, you talk about Magnone, team leader with 30 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks. After the loss, second down and 15. Mangini working under center. Again, Thomas in motion. They'll give it to the fullback. Justin Moore stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain. And that'll bring up possession down, third down and 15.
Magnone again with penetration shuts this down. And straight ahead is probably going to be the best way to run because the traction in this, you can see there's snow on it. The turf is a little bit frozen behind it. Traction and cutting is going to be very difficult.
Opening drive of this first quarter for the Stallions. Now they're looking at a third down and long, third down and 15. The line to make is the Big Red 33. Mangini rolls out, has pressure in his face and is dropped.
Demetrius Benjamin on the blitz just does a nice job. He took a great angle and he didn't let Mangini get free.
The leading tackler coming in with 110 tackles, 5.5 sacks. Give him number 6.5.
A little bit of a delay. He comes and stunts the way that he's rolling. A good job by the Steubenville defensive coaches to have the right position blitzing in the right area on the rollout too.
Drew McNally, who averages 30 yards a punt. Good pass to him. The right footer gives the football a wallop, and Matt Bellardine is going to let it roll inside of the 20, where it'll be marked dead at the 15. You take every inch you can get. Let's take a look at that Big Red offense. Boy, they're pretty balanced.
Yeah, they are. Jeremy Presley will rotate along with their other running back, Maui McGee. Collaros is a guy that can run, he can throw. Line up front does a nice job of opening holes for whoever is running the ball for Big Red.
Coach Reno has shown the passing game in the playoffs this year. Zach Collaros, outstanding junior at 6'1", 180. Throw the swing pass here near side. Bellardine with a little running room, but then is chased down by Chris Thomas, who plays both ways, plays strong safety for the defense.
And a nice job by the DeSales D to cover that. And you take a look at the guys up front, and DeSales Williamson is a guy from his end position. Matt Williamson, or from his tackle position, that gets some penetration. Alex Stewart as well. Linebackers very active with Moore and Kuchler, and the DBs. Chris Thomas and Mangini, very effective.
Collaros will turn and hand off. This is Presley. Turns the corner with some running room. First down yardage and more across the 30 and ridden out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Nice job by Presley to kind of bounce it outside, and he caught one of the DeSales defensive backs taking a little bit too direct of an angle. You see, he cuts it outside right here. I think it was Chris Thomas. Just kind of misjudges, and he gets the corner because of that, picks up the first down.
816 yards coming into this football game. And then you add his yards with Maui McGee, 846. Hey, you've got a 1,700-yard rushing backfield as part of your running backs. Now they go to the eye. And they'll play fake to McGee. Collaros bootlegs right, pump fakes, throws behind his intended receiver, Sam Busick, the tight end.
Mangini coming on a safety blitz came up and hit him as he threw that, and that kind of disrupted that play. But you mentioned take a look at the rollout here, the play action. They had some effectiveness running the ball, so that sets that up. And look for Collaros to potentially run that as well, but he got hit as he threw it.
Yeah, David Napke, the senior, at 6'6", 220, giving chase to the junior quarterback. Second down and 10, now working out of the gun with a running back on each side. Collaros will fake it to McGee and does a little skip hop step and leans the football out there, or stretches the football out there to the 40.
I think he mishandled that snap. Snap came up on him a little bit and kind of threw off the timing of that, but good presence of mind and poise Collaros there. Yeah, that just disrupted the whole rhythm of that handoff. That was supposed to be a handoff. But what poise by Collaros to keep his head, still picks up 4 or 5 yards.
Collaros can run the ball, averages 3.5 yards per carry, coming into the day with 375. You take a look at his passing numbers there. Solid quarterback out of the gun. And again, he calls his own number, picks up a good block, and is just short of midfield at about the 48.5-yard line.
Yeah, that's a very effective play because if you're coming, it's always hard to account for the quarterback as a rusher, and he's following Presley, a nice seal block by Presley. Not the biggest guy, but he gets in and throws an effective block. Just 5'6", 175 pounds.
But 175 pounds on 5'6" is like, what, 215 or 220 on 6 feet?
He is a bowling ball, you know. He has no room to hit. He has no room to hit him. He's all shoulders and legs.
Presley now the lone tailback as you see Sam Busick in motion. He'll lead the way for this Presley toss and nowhere to go. Chris Thomas and company there defensively for the Stallions.
Matt Williamson up front won the battle on that play and really destroyed where that play was going and really shut down this run before it could get going. Number 51 for DeSales just kind of takes the blocker and throws him aside. And Thomas comes in and makes the tackle.
Play brings up second down at 9.
Second down at 9. First quarter, clock running, 6:14 with the Division III state championships here on O&N, along with Dave Bacon and Dan Franzak. I'm Eric Thacker. Glad to have you with us this very cold Friday morning. Collaros again, out of the gun. Will run the quarterback draw, and he'll give us offense a 3rd down and 6.
And I think you're going to see that play quite a bit on both sides of the ball where you have very good athletes playing quarterback that can run and can throw it. Mangini and Collaros are both going to use their feet because of the conditions here.
The line to make will be the 42 for Big Red. This is their opening drive. If you're just joining us, they deferred until the second half with the kickoff. The Stallions got a couple of first downs, and then their drive stalled, and then this is Steubenville's first offensive series. 3rd down and 6. Collaros out of the gun, looks to set up the screen. There it is, and that is McGee, but McGee is going to be tied up for only a gain of 2, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and let's call it 3.
Will Kuchler plays that as well as you can. That was a nice job of setting the screen up. They allowed the penetration up front, but the linebacker, Will Kuchler, stays at home and then makes a good, sure open field tackle to bring up the 4th down in a punting situation. Big Red does a nice job. All 4 linemen come in and they throw it over the lineman. Kuchler plays off the block, makes the great open field tackle, and brings up a punting situation.
Stephen Rose, one of the biggest punters and kickers you'll see at any level of football. Good pass to him, and the right footer gets a high kick, and Thomas and company, and they pounce on it at the 24.
Nice coverage by Steve Davis.
And we'll take this time out where the Stallions will go back to work here on O&N, Ohio's channel. Well, you see the field as we welcome you back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here in Massillon, covered with ice and snow, and again the wind earlier before kickoff, while both teams were practicing 25 and 30 mile-an-hour winds, as the flag to our left is wind is coming in and to the right or on the far side of the field, and we expect that wind to start blowing again around the second half or so.
It swirls and it gusts, and it's going to really depend on the time of the game, really, as if the wind's coming at you or going. It's not a consistent, blow, and you see the flags there on the goalpost will show you the direction of it.
So if you're just joining us, each team has had an offensive series here in the first quarter. Neither team able to withstand a drive. Both drives have stalled around midfield, and now the Stallions will go back to work at the 4:33 mark for the second time. Matt Mangini, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, is 756 yards passing, and he can also run almost 1,000. And then he turns and hands off. This is his fullback, Justin Moore, a very effective runner across the 30, out to the 31. In fact, comes in with almost 800 yards himself.
He's more of a straight-ahead runner than Thomas. And they've been splitting Thomas out in a slot almost, but a nice job. He gets a block, makes a cut, and then just lowers his head and goes straight forward, picks up 6 yards. He's going to be the type of guy that should, in theory, have a good day today because it's straight ahead running.
Pulls it out of his belly, and Mangini will keep it, and he'll have a first down as he dives across the 35 out to the 36-yard line.
And again, they continue to put Chris Thomas, their tailback, as a wide receiver. And the thought is they isolate him and get him the ball against the defensive back. If he makes one guy miss, he can turn it into a big gain.
Now also, A.J. Kaltenbach, number 24, will also go out in the slot. And he is another one of those running backs. So expect him maybe sometimes to come around on these option plays with Thomas. But now Mangini with a 3-step drop, and the field parts for him, and he takes about 9 of those 10 yards out to the 44.
And again, that's extremely effective. You spread out the defense with the 4 wide receiver set, and it creates more running room for your quarterback. And again, DeSales looks like they want to play up-tempo. Don't let Steubenville get into any type of substitution pattern on defense.
Second down, and let's call it a long one. Mangini swinging out. Thomas on that swing will have a first down and battling his way to the midfield stripe.
And that's what we were getting at with getting the ball in Thomas's hands. We'll try to set the Stallions offense. Haven't done that because they've been going with the no huddle, and we don't want to miss a play. And let's take a look. Quarterback is Mangini. Starting lineups presented by Donato's Pizza. Matt Mangini, we've seen him run the ball. Justin Moore, the fullback, running straight ahead, is doing a nice job. Kaltenbach and Thomas will split. The guys up front are doing a nice job. Williamson, Tanner, Mazzocco have really been opening some room for Mangini as well as Justin Moore.
Mazzocco also played defensive end sometime this year. Twin receivers to both sides on first down and 10. Give it to Moore, working at left side, and that's just your fullback dive. Very basic football, picks up 4.
And you want to run straight ahead because the field conditions dictate that a lot of cutting and dancing isn't going to work because of the traction.
Talking about those cuts, we saw the players practicing before the game, and there were a few of them that fell on their tutu.
But you learn that pregame, and you take it with you into the game. Cutting's going to be tough.
4 receivers for Mangini. Second down and 6 again. Justin Moore, the fullback, will get about 4 or 5, and it'll bring up third down and short. Let's call it a yard.
And it's interesting at this point, both offensive lines have done a nice job of winning the point of attack. There you see the Stallions, a nice job of creating that push, and it creates a third one. Big Red has done the same thing when they've had the ball.
Deepest penetration of the game for the Stallions in this first quarter, inside of 2 minutes. Mangini with a 5-step drop. Again, it's going to run the draw. Picks up a block by his fullback, Justin Moore. The ball on the ground, and Steubenville says they have it, and they do.
Big play by Big Red, and I think it's going to be Magnone that comes up with it, and he's had an outstanding first quarter of this state championship game.
Magnone, we told you, one of the team leaders.
On the play by the tackle was Steve Davis.
In the defense, plays always around the line of scrimmage.
Steve Davis with the hit, and that pops out. Magnone comes up with it. Big hit by the safety. Steve Davis coming up in run support.
Steve Davis, big game against Licking Valley where he had 4 interceptions in that ball game. Now Big Red after the turnover. First down and 10. Collaros, lots of running room as he picks up 9 yards before Chris Thomas can put him down.
And again, it's a weapon that you use in situations like this. That's a design quarterback draw. Goes back, wants to draw some of the defense towards him and try to create a natural running lane. And he did a nice job with it. And again, I think we're going to see this quite a bit on both sides.
Well, Coach Reno told our Dan Franzak that he was going to open the offense up with or without the wind. Now they go back to the eye. And this is McGee, who breaks the line of scrimmage and will find himself inside of Stallion territory down to the 46-yard line.
And again, we're seeing a nice push up front by Big Red's offensive line that's created some running room for Steubenville. And McGee, one of the backs they rotate in there, extremely effective. You see his balance he's able to keep his balance, pick up an extra 5-6 yards.
Now Jeremy Presley will dot the I. Lance Parrish, the fullback, will lead away, and he'll pop ahead for a couple.
in a game like this, it's a nice luxury to have two tailbacks that you feel really comfortable with and you feel are equal. And we talked to Coach Saccoccia about that. And what happened is Presley was injured early in the year. McGee came in, and they said, you know, this guy can play. We need to use both of these guys. So an injury early in the year has really benefited Big Red as the season has gone along.
Similar story for the Stallions as well. When Thomas went out, Colton Bach and Justin Moore had to pick up the rushing load. Twins to the far side with an eye. Collaros will fake the give, looks to throw. In the middle of the field, he was open but short-hopped him. Dan Vogel.
Actually, you see, Collaros was expecting one of his receivers to cut over the middle, and he broke it out straight. Just a little bit of a different read between quarterback and wide receiver, as I think one guy was clearing out, and he was looking for Bogard to cut in and in the cleared out vacated area, and Bogard just kind of broke it to the outside instead of cutting over the middle.
Yeah, Dan Vogel had the deep route. So you're right, Dave. Now it's 3rd down and 8. The line to make is the 37-yard line, and Collaros will work out of the gun with Presley on the right side. Collaros, high pass, looks for the screen. We've got a flag, open. That's Steve Davis at the 20, down to the 18, but hold everything. We may have a line of scrimmage penalty.
I think we're going to get a holding penalty on Presley because Will Kuchler was coming on the blitz. He did a nice job of picking it up, and I think he hooked him. And if he didn't, I don't think that play was going to be complete because Collaros was kind of no procedure is the call.
Yeah, and I think it may have been on Presley. I think he moved early before the snap.
He kind of hooked Kuchler a little bit, did a nice job of picking up the blitz against a much bigger guy, but they do call procedure.
"12 seconds remaining in the first quarter as they mark off the penalty. He's now bringing into play to Maui McGee. So Presley will sit this play out.
Yeah, illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty in the previous spot, remains 3rd down.
So it's going to make it 3rd down and 12. And again, the line to make will be the 37-yard line. So you spread the field out with trips to the far side, including Maurice Bogard with 29 receptions and 616 yards. And Bogard in motion. Collaros, throw the swing. Too tall for McGee, and it's 4th down. So Big Red unable to capitalize on the Stallions' turnover.
Trent Schumacher and Matt Williamson coming on a little bit of pressure there. It forced Collaros to hurry his throw just a bit, and it sailed on him. Good defensive pressure by the Stallions. They're trying to set up that little swing, and it's a little bit too high.
Chris Thomas and A.J. Kaltenbach back deep for the Stallions. Again, Stephen Rose, the punter for Steubenville. Little bit of a rush, high kick. Kaltenbach is going to let it hit at the 37, and then it's going to be marked dead at the 21-yard line. And that'll do it for the first quarter. No score. Heck is, you see this frozen tundra here at the Full Ground Tiger Stadium as we start quarter number 2. Division III state championships, and the Stallions go back on offense, 1st down and 10, and they spread the field, and again we've got movement on both teams, so we'll move first.
That was not well orchestrated. But, you know, both teams have, and we touched on it, both teams have run the ball effectively, so both offensive lines have been winning that battle in the early going. Due to the no-huddle offense, we haven't looked at the Big Red starting defensive lineup presented by Donato's Pizza. We want to thank them. You see McGee, Presley, and Benjamin, very good linebacking core. The DBs have been extremely effective. Busick and Davis come up and hit you.
Then decline. Actually, that's a dead ball. Snap infraction, still 1st down. You want it back? Back. We're going to take it back 5.
So it's a dead ball foul. They won't decline it. It'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, on a dead ball, you don't have a choice there, so no option. Take the penalty. 5 yards, 1st down and 15. So scrimmaging from the 16-yard line. Stallions, this is the deepest that they've started a
16-yard line.
series. And this is their third series of the ball game as we get ready to start quarter number 2. Mangini on a play fake. He's 2 for 2 here in the first half. And he's going to take off with it and pick up about 8 yards. So both quarterbacks, Mangini and Collaros, getting it done in between the tackles, rushing up the middle.
Actually, both are the leading ground gainers for their respective teams. Collaros 26 yards, Mangini now 28 yards. But again, you know, he looks over, he has an idea of who he wants to throw. It's covered, so it's a very good option to tuck the ball under and run, and he picks up 9 yards.
So after the gain of 9, they spread it out. Twin receivers both sides. And Mangini on 2nd down and 1. You can go deep in your playbook with that. Inside blitz coming by Big Red, and they'll just collapse on the fullback, Justin Moore. But again, he plows ahead for 4 yards and a first down. Let's go down to Dan Franzak. Dan?
All right, guys, thanks a lot. You know, the Steubenville side of the stadium all sold out. In fact, the entire city's pretty much here. Their other school, Steubenville Catholic Central, also in a state championship game, the D6 game tomorrow against Delta St. John's. That's the first time in school's history that both of the schools from Steubenville won the state championship at the same time. A little bit of history there, guys.
Thank you, Dan. Community has a lot to be proud of with these two schools and those fine young men. The swing pass tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that's Draylon Free getting his big paw on it.
And he is a guy that's, he's been neutralized a little bit because he is a speed guy. He will get outside and get after the quarterback. And here he does a nice job. If you can't get to the quarterback, they teach you get your hands up in the passing lane. That's exactly what Free does there and swats it down. But Free is a guy on a fast track. He is just a load to handle for an offensive line.
Twin receivers to both sides. As Mangini will work out from under center. Again, is going to rush. Picks up a good block, and they'll dance across the 40 out to the 48-yard line and gives his offense a 3rd down and 1.
And Mangini has been just an effective weapon. A quick drop. He wants to throw it, and he sees running room. So he tucks it under, and instead of looking at 3rd and long, you're looking at 3rd and 1 after a 9-yard pickup.
Well, the Stallions have played a tough schedule this year. All those Division I teams, so they faced good defenses. And how about the defense of Steubenville? Oh, one of the best in the state in Division III. Again, spread it out with twin receivers to both sides. And now Justin Moore, will he have first down yardage? Yes, as he crashes for 2.
And again, there hasn't been anything terribly fancy that either team's done. It's straight ahead running, and it puts an emphasis on your front 5, your offensive line blocking it. And both offensive lines are getting it done. Mangini, the leading ground gainer with 43 yards rushing.
Yeah, only 8 passes have been attempted between these two teams combined in the first half. First down and 10. And now you have a slot I. Thomas will dot the I, and he'll take this carry as he follows Moore, his fullback, as he turns the corner at midfield and then dives out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
And that's really the first time we've seen the Stallions trying to run something around the corner, and Thomas had a good degree of success. Nice blocking up front again as Justin Moore leading the way, the fullback there, seals the corner for him, lets him get around McGee, and good pursuit is coming up to knock him out. Sam Busick.
Now you go with a slot offset I as the fullback Moore slotted over to the right. So they'll try that corner, but then well defensed in the backfield, a host of red jerseys, including the speedster on defense, Draylon Free.
Yeah, Free turned it inside, and Ralph Petrella, one of their returning starters from last year on the line, really cleaned it up nicely. Good job of playing this run by the Big Red defense. Free does a nice job of turning it in, and then Petrella said, no, I'm here, you're not going forward.
That's a tackle for loss of a half a yard. Bring up 3rd down and a long 1. So now Moore talking with his quarterback Mangini. Run blitz coming, and Moore will hurt him as he runs right into that blitz, and again will move the sticks with a 3-yard gain.
Nice ankle tackle by Presley, Jeremy Presley. The run blitz missed it by 1 gap. It was 1 gap over, and Thomas did a nice job of picking up the first down, and Presley holds onto his leg. Otherwise, they could have turned that into a much bigger play.
Ricky Taylor is a 6'6", 200-pound wideout flanked out to that far side. He's matched up against a 5-7 corner. They look his way, but they take away the deep route and force Mangini to run, and he does pick up about 5 or 6 yards.
Mangini has made very good decisions, even in the passing game. Take a look. He's going back. He sees, the guy he wants is covered. So again, tucks it under, a nice decision, and it turns into positive yardage.
Longmire and Bellardine, the big red corners, 5'7" and 5'8".
Presley a little shaken up on that play, Jeremy Presley, and he's a two-way player, plays linebacker and will rotate in and tailback, because that's who they're attending to.
Yeah, talking about his defensive numbers, we know that 816 yards rushing, but how about these defensive numbers, folks? 70 tackles, 11.5 for loss, 5.5 sacks, and yes, he plays most of the game, almost all 48 minutes.
And keep in mind, that's a 5'6", 175-pound guy, all-out effort, and good to see that. Looks like he is going to be okay, coming off under his own power, now jogging, so good news for Big Red.
So Mangini able to pull the football down and get 5 yards on first down, bringing up 2nd down and 5. And again, they'll keep the field spread a little bit with twin receivers to the far side. Clock running, 8:12. Second quarter, no score. But this is the best drive of the ball game thus far for either team. Fake the give, and that was a quarterback keeper all the way. And Mangini will have a first down to the 31.
Basically, it's been one fake and then straight ahead running. And what you're trying to do is just get the defense a little off balance so they can't get their momentum going forward. You see Thomas a nice job of chipping one of the linebackers so Mangini could pick up extra couple of yards.
A.J. Kaltenbach slotted out to the near side. Part of the Twins. Fake to Moore, and nice stop again by Angelo Magnone on the back of Mangini for minimal gain.
Magnone again gets nice penetration, and that time plays the quarterback keeper off of the fake very nicely.
Magnone leads the team, as we told you, with tackles for loss at 30, and that means he plays the line of scrimmage.
And he has done a fantastic job this first half. He really has.
Yes, he has. 2nd down and 9. Thomas, the deep back, again Moore offset to the left. And Moore will lead the way once again as Thomas cuts back down to the 27-yard line. So DeSales will look at a 3rd down and 7 to keep the drive alive.
Good pursuit by the linebacking core in that. You see Ralph Petrella, one of the defensive tackles who gets up off the bottom. It looks like there's going to be a big cutback lane right here, and Petrella and the linebacker, Benjamin, come in and shut down the cutback and keep it to a minimal gain.
The line to make is the 21-yard line as the Stallion faithful come to their feet on the far side here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Mangini, middle throws taken away. He tries to turn the corner, then he's dropped. Shoelace tackle by Demetrius Benjamin, who leads the team in tackles with 110.
The middle linebacker got it done, and Big Red has to be happy with the way the defense came up. You see, Mangini wants to throw. He's going to be pressured, and Benjamin does a nice job right there. Grabs the waist, slides down, and picks up the foot. And be an interesting call. Looks like they're going to go for the field goal here.
A.J. Principe is 9 out of 12. Has missed only 2 from 40 yards. This is a 44-yard effort out of the hold of Joe Rodenfels, and it's blocked, and it's picked up by Bellardine, and Bellardine will take it out to the 42. So Big Red turns the Stallions away.
And I think it was Bellardine that blocked it as well. Great effort by Matt Bellardine, and he's a guy that's just a terrific athlete. Plays a little bit wide receiver, a little bit of defensive back, comes up with a huge special team play. See him shaking the hand because he got that flush with his hand.
So at the 5:55 mark in quarter number 2, Steubenville will attack first down and 10 at their own 41 with fine field position. Quickly break the huddle. Twins to the near side. High pass, but Collaros able to get it down, but is wrapped up at the 44 for a 2-yard gain. Chris Thomas and company there defensively for the Stallions.
Yeah, and Chris Thomas coming up from his safety position makes a real nice open field tackle there to bring Collaros down with just a 3-yard gain.
Neither team has been able to penetrate the red zone of the defense. Most of the yards coming in between the 20s for both teams. 2nd down and 6. slot I. Presley. Oh, he's collared from behind. Wow. David Napke, the senior, at 6'6", 220 pounds, wrapped his arm around his chin and just slung him down to the turf.
And that's more a product of the size difference here, because Napke is just, he doesn't go up high. He's trying to come shoulder width, and Presley's a little bit shorter and gets him around the neck there and brings him down.
Still a positive gain for Presley, and he gets his team third down and 2. Collaros out of the gun. Calls his own number, picks up a block, and will turn the corner and will pick up 6 yards as he has a first down inside of Stallions territory at the 45. Let's go down to Dan Franzak. Dan?
Yeah, you saw Jeremy Presley back in the game. A little cause for concern. He got his bell rung on that last play. Doctors have cleared him. He's okay to go, but keep an eye on him. He also has a bum knee that he hurt in the first scrimmage of the year.
Well, thank you, Dan. Yep, tough kid, though.
And that knee is what gave McGee the opportunity to play and really develop into the dual tailback role.
And both of them combined almost 1,700 yards between the two. Collaros again will bootleg, turns the corner at the 40, running room at the 30, and is going to be dropped at the 21-yard line.
You know what's impressive about this play is the Big Red faithful have to love it. Just a real nice ball fake by Zach Collaros sets this up. Watch what he does. Fakes it to McGee, puts the ball on his hip, and the defense thinks McGee has it. A nice seal block there by Magnone, of all people, and he gets the corner and turns it into a big gain. But a great ball fake by the quarterback Collaros really gets that wide lane open for him.
A 25-yard gain for Collaros. And a timeout on the field. No score, but Big Red is moving. 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in quarter number 2 here on ONN, Ohio's channel for high school sports. Well, welcome back, everybody, as we take a look at Steubenville Big Red, Jefferson County. Roll, Red, roll. For the first time in the ball game, and the Stallions in the neutral zone. Big Red is in the red zone.
And Zach Collaros, leading ground gainer, 7 carries, 61 yards, as both quarterbacks have been effective running the ball in this first half.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, 5 yards in the previous spot, remains first down.
Deepest penetration for either team. First down and now 5. Attacking at the Stallions, 15. DeSales is confused defensively on first down and 5, but they're able to still penetrate the line of scrimmage and get in the backfield. Steubenville couldn't take advantage of it.
No, they really overloaded the left side of the line, which is where Big Red ran. There's nobody on the right side, and they overloaded it, so it must have been something they saw on tape or just mass confusion. I'm going to credit it to scouting, and they saw the alignment and knew where the ball was going, but they did a nice job of stacking that up. Presley, no room to run.
Wide receivers to the far side as they break the huddle quickly. Toss sweep. This is Presley. Picks up a block as he's down to the 10-yard line, or a little bit short of it. It's going to be close.
On the play by Chris Thomas.
And I think he's going to be about a half a football length short of the first down. It's going to bring up third down and a half a yard.
But again, take a look, the toss sweep, and this time they run to the side that's not stacked up, and Chris Thomas does a nice job of playing off that block to make the tackle.
Collaros goes to the sideline and gets the call from Coach Reno. Breaks the huddle with twin receivers to the far side. On third down and short, he'll go over left tackle, left guard. Ball comes loose and is picked up by DeSales. And number 11, Justin Herbert, turns Steubenville away on the turnover. Oh, what a break for the Stallions.
Big time hit creates the bubble of Justin Herbert. Right place at the right time, and eventually grabs it. But Collaros kind of lowers the shoulder trying to get in there, and the hit comes from Chris Thomas. Moore hit him high. Thomas came in. The ball popped up when Thomas hit him. Justin Herbert grabs it, and the DeSales defense comes up with the biggest play of the game to date as they keep Big Red out of the end zone and create the turnover to give them the ball back.
And DeSales is going to take a timeout at the 2:47 mark as we keep it right here. And again, Steubenville sound offense was winning the line of scrimmage inside of the 15 down to the 10, and then boom, got turned away.
Well, credit both teams because they've been able to make the big special teams play and the big defensive plays when they need to. Both offenses have run the ball very effectively, but when it's come into the scoring area, the blocked field goal and then the drive inside the red zone, the defenses have really turned away the offense.
Well, DeSales' defense is just a fine, outstanding program as you take a look at DeSales, located in Columbus, actually right across the street from Brookhaven in Columbus, Franklin County. Oh, I tell you, what a fine tradition. They have first down and 10 at their own 18. If you're just joining us, no score in the first half. Neither team able to really establish anything until Steubenville got down close to the 10-yard line, and then the fumble, and that's where we are now. As Mangini rolls, has pressure, and that pass to Thomas.
But Demetrius Benjamin really coming on the blitz did not allow that to happen as he got a piece of Mangini as he was trying to throw it away.
Be sure to join Dandy Crow and Jerry Radzinski for all the inside and first half recap on the Army National Guard halftime show. Just minutes away, so stay tuned for that. Second down and 10.
And they are live from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
How
right
about
up the road?
that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Great looking set.
Second down and 10 as Mangini will work under center. Takes a 5-step drop. That pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage, I believe, as he was looking for Kaltenbach on an out route.
The other thing is he's thrown into a little bit of a wind, and it's going to be tough to throw with when you're going that way. I think it just kind of sailed on him, and the wind is starting to kick up, and it's blowing directly into where DeSales would be going.
So now they bring in a whole new offensive line on third down and 10. So fresh guys up front. It's going to be a quick kick. That's why.
Yep.
A very good call because you're going to play the battle of field position. And it's going to be marked dead at the 28-yard line. So how about Coach Bob Jacoby pulling out the bag of tricks on a good call?
I like the call a whole lot because if you line up in a traditional punting formation, you're going to be in some trouble. You want to kick it low, and if you kick it low on a line drive like that with somebody back, you're going to leave yourself wide open to a return. So that eliminates a big return on a low kick, and I think it's a great call.
And that explains the fresh front line.
Exactly.
You see defensive lines come in, but seldom do you see a whole offensive line make a change. Big Red now goes back on offense at the 2:24 mark. First down and 10 at the 26 or the 28-yard line. Collaros out of the gun. Now Presley will go to the left side. And he'll give it to Presley. And stood up. And a nice tackle right there in the pits is Justin Moore, the senior at 215, the outstanding fullback. He can also hit you from his linebacker position.
And that's filling the gap as a linebacker. Get in there, break down, hit him, wrap up. And a nice job of helping out there by David Napke as well.
Second down and 9. 2 minutes and counting. And Coach Reno telling his offense to slow it up. You look at the clock. He doesn't want to give, in case they can't get a first down on this series, doesn't want to give the Stallions any time here before the first half ends. So Collaros will keep the ball and he'll run across the 35 out to the 38-yard line. Will it be close to first down yardage? It's going to be third down, and they're going to measure.
And there you see the fake, and then a nice job of blocking up front by Petrella. Creates a little bit of a lane, and Collaros does a nice job of following that.
Stallions do have one timeout. Big Red still has their full allotment of 3, although I thought they burned one in the first half, so the clock may be off there. They stretched the chains, and they got it just by that much, just the nose of a football.
And it's important to note, Big Red does have 3 timeouts remaining in this first half.
Keep the memories alive. Order a copy of today's game for just $19.95. You can see the game forever. Just visit OhioNewsNow.com. First down and 10. And now let's see if Coach Reno hurries up with his offense as Collaros rolling. Still nobody open. Oh, he bought some time there and finds an open Maurice Bogard, and the sure-handed junior cannot haul that one in. He was too wide open.
He'd probably like to have this one back. He tries to grab it and look upfield before he has it. He knows he has some room, but what about the job of Collaros here? Rolls out, the blocking's real solid. Now he reverses field. Watch the fake here, and that buys him some time. And he finds Bogard, and right there, he just tried to turn up field before he had it.
Second down and 10. Presley on the right side of Collaros. Works out of the gun. 7-step drop out of the gun. Looks deep. Nothing there. Now in the middle of the field. Too tall for Matt Bellardine, the senior at 5'8", 190.
Pass is incomplete.
A little bit high on it, and again, the weather conditions, it's cold. You can't feel the ball quite as well as you normally do, and this sails on Collaros a little bit high for Bellardine. Good protection, but just a little bit high.
And the clock working in the favor of the Stallions because it stops. 2 incomplete passes stop the clock. 1:13 remaining. Third down and 10. So let's see if Big Red keeps it on the ground here, or will they air it out to try to keep the drive alive? Collaros, the junior quarterback, 65% passer, is going to run the quarterback draw. Picks up a couple of blocks. Look out, has a first down before he's belted at the 48-yard line. I mean, he took a shot, but look at the junior. Pops right back up.
Took a shot from Chris Thomas, but again, this is a design play. Drop back, nice block, waits for his blocking to develop, then he sees his seam, and Chris Thomas sees him coming and puts him in his sights and delivers the blow, but not before he gets into DeSales territory.
Scrimmaging at midfield, 1 minute left, first half. All kinds of time. Throw it here near side. Bogard down to the 44-yard line.
Like the fact that they came back to Bogard before the end of the half. I'm sure he's upset he didn't make that catch earlier.
Yep. And now Big Red will call a timeout. And we'll have to find out if they have 1 or 2 remaining. The scoreboard has 3. So it's going to be second down and 6. Remember, if you're just joining us, Big Red had an opportunity here in the second quarter. Got down to the DeSales 10, but turned the ball over on a fumble. Collaros stretching out. And big hit, big hit.
Big hit by Chris Moore again. Justin Moore and Chris Thomas actually combined on the hit. And Big Red, you see that we touched on this. Great history of football. 18th year in the playoffs. You see their record in playoff game. This is their 4th championship game. And 1984 was when they won the state championship. And they are definitely in a battle here with DeSales to try to bring home the 2nd state title to Steubenville.
Another stat that they have a 30-game regular season winning streak that has been 3 years long, so they'll take that into 2006. But the most important game's this one right here. And being wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, Trent Schumacher, the senior at 6 feet, 205 pounds. Collaros could go nowhere.
And again, they're just trying to get Collaros in some open space and see if he can create some stuff. The fake, trying to draw defenders away, but Schumacher does a nice job of playing off his block and making the tackle.
Inside of 30 seconds now. Collaros again out of the gun. Presley on his left side. And he's going to run it again. And then gets hit hard again. The football on the ground. And DeSales has it at the 17-second mark.
Will Kuchler's the linebacker that came up and made the hit. And I believe it's Chris Thomas that comes up with the recovery this time. Last time it was Thomas that made the hit. This time Kuchler the hit, Thomas the recovery. There you see Collaros. Here's the hit by Kuchler. The ball comes loose, and Thomas comes up from his safety spot to recover it.
The Stallions have 1 timeout. If they're looking for Principe for a field goal, they're facing the wind. The wind is in the face of the Stallions here on 1st down and 10. Mangini looks to throw, rolls it out, is going to keep it, trying to get out of bounds, and he stops the clock at the 45-yard line with 11 seconds left before halftime.
And as you might expect, both quarterbacks the leading rushers in this game, given the conditions. 57 yards rushing for Mangini on the day on 13 carries, and Collaros 80 yards in the first half on 12 carries. So it's been a matter of exchanges are tough because the ball's cold and your hands are cold, and both quarterbacks are athletic enough that you feel good about letting them run.
And the football having a heck of a time staying.
Yeah, I'd say the wind's kicking up a little.
So Justin Moore is the lone deep back, and now he turns back to the referee. And does he call a timeout?
Wants 11 seconds on the clock. We only have 10.
Yeah.
And in this formation, the guy to keep an eye on is Thomas. He's kind of in the slot on the bottom part of this screen. And Big Red is also keeping an eye on him as they have a couple of guys in that neighborhood.
Mangini on the play fake in the middle of the field and incomplete. Oh my, Justin Moore. So the middle was open and could not haul it in because,
I love the call because they saw the coverage swinging over towards Thomas rather, and Moore couldn't come up with it, but that was a great call because that's where the help was coming from that area of the field.
Because he was looking to run.
Yep.
And did not look that football in. But a timeout on the field, 8 seconds remaining, so they're going to talk about probably just heaving this one down. No chance for Principe, just too far of a kick.
But we saw Steubenville's playoff history, and the St.Francis also a huge playoff history. 16th year in the playoffs, 12th in a row. You see their playoff record. They've been in 7 state championship games. You see the years. They've got 3 state titles already in the trophy case, and they're very much in a battle to bring home the 4th here in 2005 as we're scoreless with 8 seconds remaining in the half.
And look at the DeSales faithful patting our O&N banner. We thank you very much. And glad to have you with us.
They know how to get on TV. We like that.
So DeSales out of timeouts now. You have 8 seconds remaining, and Matt Mangini may just send everybody deep and heave this thing downfield.
Now you always want to be aware of where Thomas is too, because if you get him open in some space, good things can happen for DeSales.
Pressure backside, and Mangini's hit hard on the blind side.
There's the speed rush from Braylon Free. He gets the sack to end the half.
The speedster, the sophomore at 6'2", 180, closes out a fine defensive performance for Big Red. But DeSales played stout defense themselves. Both teams go in the locker room. No score here on O&N, Ohio's channel for high schools. We welcome you back to O&N's coverage of the 2005 OHSAA High School Football Championships. Along with Dave Bacon, I'm Eric Thacker, and let's go down to our other guy, Dan Franzak, on the sideline. Dan?
All right, guys, I talked with DeSales head coach Bob Jacoby coming out of the locker room. He said he told his players at halftime that they just really need to settle down and do the job that they've been doing all season long. As far as the field conditions are concerned, I said, is that kind of playing a factor in the turnover margin in this ball game? And he said, turnovers, he said, that's just hard hitting on both sides of the ball. That's what you can attribute that to. Guys, back to you.
Good point, Dan, and you're absolutely right, because, Dave, you were telling me the same exact thing. It wasn't just, just dropsies of the ball. It was physical play.
Yeah, the both defensive linebackers and the safeties and cornerbacks are coming up, and they're coming up with a purpose, and that's to separate the ball carrier from the ball. And they've been able to do it on a couple of big occasions on both sides. It's kind of what we expected. These teams are pretty evenly matched, and it's what a state championship game should be.
Let's take a look at some of the first half numbers, and well, that tells the story.
Yeah, passing yardage, we didn't expect passing to be terribly effective because of the weather conditions, and a lot of those running numbers on both sides are by the quarterback. Collaros has 80 of the 115 for Steubenville, and Matt Mangini has 51 of the 90 for DeSales. The turnovers, could be even as well. And both turnovers have stopped. That doesn't figure in the block kick by Steubenville as well.
Well, Old Man Winter has had no effect on the faithful for both teams. So, that's good to see. That tells you a little bit about the communities as well, how they rally behind their teams.
Huge football tradition for both of these schools. And I think Dan said it best. I think Steubenville is here in its entirety.
Yeah, with two schools in action, absolutely. So the second half of play getting ready to begin here on O&N, and you kind of wonder, is it going to be that one big play, that one deep pass where somebody's all alone, or one of those big turnovers that is able to be returned? Remember, Steubenville won the toss, brought to you by the University of Northwestern Ohio, and they elected to defer until the second half. So this kickoff, again, brought to you by the University of Northwestern Ohio. DeSales kicking off to Big Red. Back deep, you have Matt Bellardine.
Back deep for Big
and
Red.
Also Maurice Bogart.
Number 5, Maurice Bogart, and number 11.
And in a game that's tight like this, special teams plays a huge role. Not only big plays, but setting field position. And you see the wind kicking up again. It will be at the Stallions' back as we start the third quarter.
So A.J. Principe ready to give this football a wallop and get the second half underway. You showed, or you seen the graph that we showed about not many passing yards. Folks, both these teams are effective passing teams. I mean, they're very good, but the wind conditions will not allow the passing game today. Principe. And this is going to be
taken by number
Bellardine. And Bellardine with a crack across the 40 out to the 44. So Big Red, first down at 10 in excellent field position to start the second half of play.
Yeah, nice play by Bellardine. Kind of hopped over one of the defenders there, made a quick cut and got into some open space to give Big Red really nice field position to start this third quarter.
For Big Red.
If you're just joining us, Big Red
Football is on the 43
got
yard
inside of the opposition's 25. Couldn't get any points. Actually got down to the 10. First down at 10. Bootleg. Collaros will have 9 yards, or give him 8 on the play as he dances inside the Stallion territory at the 48-yard line, or call it the 49.
And another real nice ball fake by Collaros as he fakes the handoff, puts the ball on his hip so those linebackers aren't quite sure, and that moment of indecision creates running lanes.
8 yards on that carry for Collaros as you take a look at Matt Bellardine, who slides down to the 45-yard line as he picks up 4 and a first down. Zach Collaros, first half numbers, 12 rushes, 80 yards. As Dave talked about, he was the leading rusher. Jeremy Presley, 7 rushes for 28 yards in the first half, and Talawi McGee, 1 rush for 7 yards. Sam Busick, the tight end, now makes his way to the sideline, as Collaros will break the huddle and send Twins to the far side. Lance Parrish, the fullback, in the backfield with McGee, and he'll lead the way for McGee, and McGee is going to be eaten up in the backfield. David Napke wrapped his arms around him and then was dragged for about a yard or two, but was able to make the defensive play.
Very nice penetration by Napke as he got back there and shut that play down before it could really get developed the way it's supposed to.
Again, you'll see Zach Collaros, when he's there on that near sideline, he just runs over and gets the play. And then they break the huddle and quickly will work under center. And McGee, once again, as he cuts back a little bit, dives down to the 36. We've seen this before for Big Red, but once they get into the opposition's territory and get closer to that 20, it starts getting tougher.
Nice play up front as there's some nice running room for McGee as he runs between Gilmore and Petrella. They kind of open up that lane for him.
Bogle and Bogart, twin receivers to the right. This is Presley. Hit hard at the line of scrimmage, and he may have the first down by just a smidgen.
Kaltenbach comes up and makes the big hit from the secondary that time.
First down.
You take another look. We said this game was physical. They're not lying.
And they do pick up the first down.
So that keeps the drive alive as you take another look at the fans who have come out here to support these two fine schools and the programs, the tradition, battling the cold and showing their support. McGee, stutter steps, buys him some time as he's inside the 25 to the 24. That is just great vision by that running back.
Yeah, a nice job of getting him a little bit of a crease. Magnone, two-way player, opens up the crease. And really, McGee does the rest. Nice pickup.
First down and 10, now at the 24-yard line. DeSales has been on their heels here, opening up the third quarter of play. As you take a look at McGee, who will continue to dot the I behind fullback Lance Parrish. Nice play fake as Collaros rolls it out right at the 15, picks up a block by Bogard. Touchdown, Zach Collaros and Big Red.
Nice play by the quarterback, Collaros. Again, a real nice play fake and a good seal block on the end to spring him. But Collaros goes over 100 yards on the day with that touchdown run and gives Big Red the lead. Take a look. There's the fake. Nice seal block right there by Magnone. Bogard gets in the way and a nice cutback by Collaros. Touchdown leads to a 6-0 lead for Big Red.
25 yards on the Collaros scamper. And now Stephen Rose for the point after. It's up and through. So Big Red takes the opening kickoff of the second half and marches 60-plus yards for the first score in the ball game here on O&N, Ohio's channel for high school sports. And Zach Collaros makes it happen. Roll, Red. Collaros caps off a 7-play, 57-yard drive with a 25-yard touchdown run, and credits Maurice Bogard on a fine block that sprung him the rest of the way at the 10 for the first score of the ball game. So now Big Red's going to kick off, and we're going to see how DeSales answers offensively as A.J. Kaltenbach back deep to receive, as once again for the 5th unofficial time the ball is blown off the tee.
Kind of reinforcing the whole wind thing going down on the field. Yeah, it's important, even if the Stallions don't put up a score here. They want to pick up a couple first downs, get back in the rhythm of their offense, and kind of settle things down.
Oh, Stephen Rose. Oh, he puts a fine foot to leather on that one into the wind and kicks it 5 yards deep. So how about the leg of Stephen Rose there? And that brings the crowd to its feet. When you score a touchdown in a game like this, all of a sudden everybody's play picks up a little bit.
Yeah, the intensity is there. The adrenaline gets going. And, let's see how the Stallions are able to answer.
Matt Mangini, the leading rusher in the first half for the Stallions, now breaks the huddle with a slot I. Kaltenbach is the slot I receiver. Hammered in the backfield, nowhere to go. Michael Snyder, 6'1", 230-pounder, able to get in there and just drop him for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Big Red likes to kind of slant into the gaps there, and this time Snyder does it perfectly as he just comes off his block into the little lane there and makes the play through for a loss of a yard.
Chris Thomas has yet to find any running room in this one. Second down and 10 with Moore. Offset to the left, and he'll block for Thomas. And Thomas will
Chris Thomas with the football.
Bring it out about 4 yards. And there hasn't been very much running room for anybody outside of the quarterbacks who've been able to pick up 7 and 8 yards a crack at times.
Yeah, they're able to spread it out a little bit more. And this time it's just bunched in tight. He's going to put his hand right on the hip of his big guard there, and he follows Matt Williamson and picks up a couple yards.
Third down and 6. The line to make is the 30. So Mangini will get the first down, and he picks up a block as he rips off 15 yards out to the 39-yard line.
It's an important play for the Stallions because if you can get, they pick up a first down on this. If you go 3 and out and you give the ball back to Steubenville, there's a big momentum swing there. Now you get another 4 downs, you get your offense going. Let's see what they can come up with. But again, it's the design quarterback draw. It comes back, a nice block up front is delivered.
More on Benjamin.
Yeah. And Mazzacco also a nice block. Chris Mazzacco.
Now the backs are split. Belly give and a yard gain at about the 41. Maybe 2 yards.
Justin Moore with the
And again,
football.
running up front is going to be tough, as Petrella and Benjamin there kind of stack the line.
Tackle on the play by Ralph Petrella.
You're just joining us. Both teams battled to no score in the first half, and then Steubenville, just under a 60-yard, 7-play drive, able to get the first points on the scoreboard. And now DeSales, this is their first possession in the second half. As you take a look at Mangini, and this time the running not there, as a sea of red, including the disruptor, and Angelo Magnone was the one that disrupted that whole thing in the backfield.
Yeah, and watch Tamawi McGee playing both ways here. Nice decision, comes and plays the gap well, and then Magnone comes from the backside to help him. But McGee and Magnone, a nice job of shutting that play down.
Actually, McGee was like, hey, I'm the one that made him change the direction, as you take a look there at Magnone. And again, no running room for Mangini on 3rd down and 7, and they're going to have to kick it out, to kick it away.
And Presley is hurt.
Tackle on the play.
Presley was involved on the tackle, and he is in some pain.
And we do
Take a look
have
at
injured ball players
right
on the
here.
field.
There's Magnone. Presley comes in low and kind of got rolled over there with Benjamin and Mangini.
Yeah, and then he kind of hammered his fist on the ground. And his helmet, and he took his helmet off. Taking a look at him. 6:30 left, quarter number 3, the Division III state championships on O&N. Kicking it off here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And this year, game day live from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What a backdrop that is. Join us for each and every game. We'll have a pregame show there. The guys will take a look at all the people that are going to be part of that, all the players, and they're going to break it down and tell you why, what team should win and why.
Yeah. From the steps of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. And weather over there is going to be a lot like the weather is here. Cold and everybody bundled up there. Only need the eyes uncovered if you're watching this one.
Except for Dan Franzak. He wasn't all bundled up. He was just out there like he was down in Palm Beach or something.
He's used to it. He's used to that weather. We're hiding up in the booth.
Yeah, I heard a story somebody was telling me about you always know when winter hits because it always, coincides with the weekend where the high school football state championships. It's like never fails. I remember last year it was cold and windy, about 30 degrees last year as well. Yeah, let's tell you about that you can keep the memories alive by ordering a copy of today's game for just $19.95. You can see the game whenever you want, forever. Just visit OhioNewsNow.com and order your DVD of this game. Still taking a look at Jeremy Presley. Again, this is a young man, the senior at 5'6", 175 pounds. We've seen him this now. Third time that we've seen him here on O&N, and we've talked about his dimensions every game. Why not? 5'6" and 175 pounds, but just so tough and plays both ways. Again, 816 yards rushing for the offense and 17 touchdowns. But then on the defensive side of the ball, 70 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks. So as they continue to work and look at Jeremy Presley, we'll take this time out. 7-0 our score. We welcome you back as they still continue to look at the fine senior running back, linebacker Jeremy Presley. And now, is he up on his feet?
I think he is.
Yes, he is. So he's going to be helped off, but you talk about the toughness of number 30 as he gets a well-deserved hand from the faithful. They know how hard he's played this year.
30, Jeremy Presley.
He has been a solid football player for Big Red this year. But it's 4th down and 4. So Steubenville, after scoring the first touchdown, and the Stallions get 1 first down after the kickoff, but then unable to keep the drive alive. Now they're forced to punt the football away. And Drew McNally will hit this from about his 32. And back deep for Steubenville is Matt Bellardine, who brought the football out in good field position last time he touched it.
Matt Bellardine.
And McNally, that punt is blocked on the ground, picked up by Steubenville, and they're going to take it to the house.
And it's the same guy that blocked it that picks it up and runs with it, Daryl Longmire. Daryl Longmire comes up with a block and a huge special teams play for Big Red as he gets piled on after he takes it back.
The senior at 5'10", 170 pounds. We talked about a play here or there. Well, none bigger than that one. Wow.
Take a look. He comes from the middle right there, makes the block. Then the ball is still free, and it's Longmire that eventually picks it up and runs it in. So he blocks it and returns it. That's a second block for Big Red as well. They blocked the field goal, now they block a punt.
So the second half, Big Red here in the first 6 minutes of play, looking to put the 14th point on the board. It's a fake. They fake it. The 2-point conversion is open, and they convert to Dan Vogel. A huge 2-point conversion, because that forces the Stallions, if they score a touchdown, to think about the same thing.
Sam Busick, the holder, completes the pass to Vogel to make it a 15-0 lead. And it's a designed one right there.
All the way. Sometimes you may see a bobbled snap or something where that forces them to do that. What a call by Coach Reno.
Very well designed, too.
Points he probably thinks will come at a premium here in the second half. And again, if you don't go for 2, that's a 3-score game. Let's go down to Dan Franzak. Dan?
Yeah, we just found out, we heard about his knee earlier in the season. He has broken his ankle, obviously out for the rest of the game. His team's on top 15-0. He is happy about that, but yes, he broke his ankle.
All righty, Dan, thank you very much. And you saw the emotion as he pounded his fist in the turf. Hey, Jeremy Presley, he played in the first half, had a whale of a ball game defensively, has been part of this team all year, so at least he got to experience this venue as a player.
And he's a big reason why they're here. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If they don't have Jeremy Presley, they may not be in the state championship game.
We remember we had that game with Canton Central Catholic when he had a couple of big runs there. That's when we were first introduced to number 30. So roll, Red, roll. Now 15-0 on Columbus DeSales as Stephen Rose will kick off again for Big Red. And DeSales is going to need a drive. With 6 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. End over end, low liner kick. Over the head of Kaltenbach and into the end zone. So 2 kickoffs, 2 very different kickoffs for Stephen Rose. Same result for Big Red.
And that one just took a nice big hop over the return man's head and into the end zone. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, and it looks like things were going Steubenville's way. 6:17 to go in the third.
The wind not blowing right now. The flag just draped down the pole. First down and 10. So will Mangini look to throw here. He spreads them out with twin receivers to the near side. The lone tailback, Justin Moore. They fake to give to Moore. The option pitch. This is Kaltenbach. And hit, but he eludes a couple of tackles and picks up 7 tough yards.
And that might be the type of play that they look to as opposed to throwing down the field. Just try to create some natural seams there at the option. And Kaltenbach, a nice cut there to make Benjamin miss, and good pursuit by Big Red. Going to pick up a make.
Averages 5.5 yards a carry. Mangini just going to get first down yardage. So you're going to see that more here in the second half. Those first downs and yards at a premium right now.
They just run the spread and a nice little kick-out block there by Harden to open up the running lane.
Tyrell Crook flanked out to the far side. Ricky Taylor here to the near side. But they go to Thomas, who's open in the middle of the field. Thomas off to the races, gets a block at the 20, and is going to be hit at the 10, gets away down to the 5, down to the 4. First down and goal, Stallions.
And I had mentioned in the first half exactly what the Stallions needed. They get the ball to Thomas in some open space, and they let Chris Thomas do what he does best, run with the football. He's not lined up in his tailback position. They get him out in the slot. A quick hitter makes the catch. Safety misses, and look at the cutback. Nice cut to get outside. Then as he gets down, he's going to spin inside and break a couple of tackles here to get inside the 5-yard line.
They'll give it back to Justin Thomas as he picks up a block from Moore, but it's still going to be dropped at the 5 as Steubenville able to stretch him.
Yeah, good job of stringing that out. Draylen Free, Tamawi McGee, and Angelo Magnone, all of the guys that we've been calling on that Big Red defense, do a nice job of shutting Chris Thomas down that time.
Before that carry, that big pass play, Thomas's longest yardage gain from scrimmage, either rushing or receiving, 33 yards. So that was his biggest play from the line of scrimmage, the previous one 2 plays ago. Now you spread it out. Trips. Blitz coming on the inside. Mangini splits him, and he's in for a DeSales touchdown.
And that is what you expect from a team like DeSales. You answer a score. Looks like things are all against you. You come up with a big play, and you're back on the scoreboard and definitely back right in the middle of the state championship game.
5-play, 80-yard drive. And let's take a look at the final 10.
Nice job of breaking the tackle, and Kaltenbach kind of leading the way as he just kept pushing and pushing the defender back, and Mangini gets into the end zone. 77 yards rushing and 1 touchdown now.
Principe, who's only missed 2 extra points. That one is up and through. So our new score, Steubenville 15, Columbus DeSales 7. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. You keep it right here. This promises to be an outstanding second half. As now DeSales, they want to find that defense that they had in the first half. Remember, Steubenville took the opening kickoff of the second half and marched 58 yards with Zach Collaros' 25-yard run for the first score of the ball game. ONN is Ohio's channel for high school sports, and we're the only place to catch all of the action each and every Friday night through basketball season. Yes, folks, ONN has all the scores, highlights, and analysis in the Grange Insurance Sports site. Coverage from across the state with Andy Crow and Dave Jadowski, plus insight from J.J. Huddle and Jerry Rositsky. Big touchdown there, Dave, for DeSales.
Oh, exactly what the Stallions needed to keep things going. And now they will kick it off and try to get good field position.
Mark Sherman now into kickoff for the Stallions.
So you see the chunks of ice there that have been chipped away from the field of play. It's kind of what we were getting at, as far as there are spots of the field that are clear, and there are spots where traction will be very difficult.
So Principe does trade off time with Mark Sherman in the kickoff duties, as Sherman now set to give this football a wallop, with his team scoring a touchdown. And over the shoulder, Bogard at the 10. And that is going to be met rudely at the 20.
And that's kind of the way this game has gone. The team scores, and the special teams are all fired up, and they come down and make. Adam Slepsky comes in and makes the play on special teams there. We've seen some nice hitting on both sides of the football.
This game has been physical.
And there you get a look at the Big Red sidelines. Let's see what they have in store for the Big Red offense, which this second half has been pretty efficient.
This is their second offensive series in the second half. Zach Collaros 25-yard touchdown on their previous possession, and this time he can't get away from the Stallions defense. And Will Keechler, the senior at 6 feet 200, along with Trent Shoemaker, the senior at 6 feet 205.
Take a look at Alex Stewart, too. He kind of forces this back inside there and allows Shoemaker and Keechler to get there. It's a nice job by Alex Stewart to kind of eat up the lead blocker there and shut that play down.
Stewart at 265 moves well for a defensive end. 2nd down and 10. Collaros on the play fake, rolling. Now he's got pressure, hit as he throws, but it's complete at the 32-yard line to Bogard, and he'll bring it out to the 35. What poise by Zach Collaros as pressure right in his face.
Yeah, Will Keechler really was drilling him as he threw that. He stood in there and delivered the play. Take a look at 37. Here he comes on a little bit of a delayed blitz. He gets hit, but a good job of delivering it where it needed to be for Bogard, and then Bogard picks up the 1st down out at the 35. But headsy play, tough gutty play by Collaros.
McGee will dot the I. He'll take this carry over right tackle and picks up 6 yards across the 40 out to the 41. So good gain on 1st down and 10.
Nice blocking up front on that play by Michael Schneider and Magnone. That's the area they were running behind, and made McGee's job a little bit easier because the defenders were cleared away, if you will.
So McGee's going to get the workload of the carries in this 2nd half. Lance Parrish, the fullback, number 34, will lead the way out of the slot I. Again, well defensed. This time, Zach Collaros is like, well, I didn't see much green grass that time.
David Napke.
David Napke.
Yeah, just does a nice job of not being fooled by it. He pursues under control, I guess is the best way to put it, because nice play fake again, and Collaros tucks it under, and Napke just stringing it out. Now he sees where he can attack. Also good pursuit by Rodenfeld coming up from his cornerback position to help shut that down.
Senior at 6'6", 220, as you see Napke there. And that was a tackle for loss, so it's now 3rd down and 8. The line to make is the 45. And in the neutral zone, oh my, Matt Williamson. Yeah, he got into that neutral zone, so they're going to get 5 yards back.
Yeah, a little bit of a stunt there, and trying to get back there a little bit quicker than he was allowed to. It's only a penalty if you get called for it. Good thought.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, 5 yards from the previous spot, remains 3rd down.
Now remember, in high school football, if you're in the neutral zone, if you get in there for whatever reason, defensively or offensively, automatic, 5 yards. Unlike college and pros, when you get into neutral zone, if you don't hit anybody, you can still have a chance to get back, and you don't get hit with the penalty. Now you run the toss to McGee, and spins away from a couple of shots at the 45, and he'll pick up a 1st down as he gains 7, 5 of those coming after 2 contacts.
Yeah, he took a couple of big shots. Big Red hustled up to the line, snapped this quickly, and little toss to McGee, and there's a shot, turned around, there's a shot, he just keeps going forward. Nice job, good balance and good drive, leg drive by Tamani McGee to pick up that 1st down.
Once again, glad to have you with us, along with Dave Bacon and Dan Franzak on the sidelines. I'm Eric Thacker. The Division III state championship games found us locked up at 0 after the 1st half of play. Then Steubenville went on a run with that guy right there from 25 yards out, as he is just so tough, Zach Collaros, as he gives his team a 9-yard gain on 1st down and 10. Steubenville able to get 1 touchdown again from him 25 yards out, and then blocked a punt and took that back, and then went for 2 on a fake PAT try, and it was 15-0. Well, Columbus DeSales came back with a big pass to Chris Thomas in the middle of the field, and he took it down inside of the 10, and then Matt Mangini took it in for DeSales, and that's where we stand, 15-7. But Big Red has momentum as they continue to win now the battle of the line of scrimmage here in the 2nd half.
McGee tripped over Collaros, and I think he's still going to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be close. Depends on where they spot it.
Well, now he's saying the line judge saying his knee was down.
Yeah, they spot it back a whole yard just about from where it initially was.
Let's
take a look. His knee does hit back there. As he tried to go with his foot, and I think his one knee hit as he was trying to lunge forward. I think his knee did hit.
Collaros will turn and hand off. McGee for another try, and he'll pick up 6 yards. And a first down, now down to the 34-yard line. So Big Red starting to get the push on DeSales from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the offensive line has created running room. You know, it just hasn't been, it hasn't been like they pushed them all over the field, but there's been running room in spurts. And I think we're going to see the final play of the third quarter there.
Well, 15-7, Steubenville with the first 15 points of the ball game, but DeSales came back with a good touchdown, but Steubenville rolling, and they have the lead. We welcome you back to the start of the fourth quarter of play. Three state championships here on O&N. Glad to have you with us, Steubenville. First down and 10 at the DeSales 34. No flag as Bogard moves, and now it comes. I mean, he moved, and then all of a sudden he looked up and then said, oh, gosh, I was caught, but no flag was thrown yet. Probably stuck in the linesman's pocket.
He also kind of stopped and was waiting to see if anybody had caught it. So, discretion there.
Start of the snap. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
If you ever look guilty
exactly
on a line of scrimmage penalty, that one's it. Now first down and 15 after the 5-yard loss. And Collaros with 2 blockers is hit by Williamson and gets about 2 or 3 yards of that back.
The quarterback, Zach Collaros.
Now the clock becoming the enemy of the Stallions. 15-7. And Big Red has found the running game a little better here in the second half. Now second down and 11. Collaros with 375 yards rushing coming into this game. That's not big numbers, but in this game has performed brilliantly on the ground. Play fake, and now he looks to go back to the air. And wrapped up is Darnell Longmire at the 31-yard line. So only a minimal gain of about 4, and it'll bring up possession down, third down and 6.
Nice tackle by Kuchler here. So take a look at a little play action. They're just trying to set up a little dump off in the flat. They get it off to him, but Kuchler, a good job of really grabbing Longmire before he can get out into the open space there.
We'll call it third down and 7. The line to make is the 24. And Collaros will work out of the gun. Twin receivers to the top of your screen. Single receiver here to the near side. Is he going to run the option? Yes. Fakes the pitch to Maui McGee. He's at the 20, down to the 18-yard line. So the junior at 6'1", 180, getting it done with the legs here this morning.
Absolutely, and he's over 125 yards rushing in the game. And a little option, fakes the pitch to McGee, and enough of a step there to get behind Kuchler and forces Thomas to come and make the tackle. But he's inside the 20, and he picks up another set of downs for Big Red.
Sam Busick, the tight end, returns into this lineup. Busick, 8 receptions, 177 yards. And now Collaros will turn and hand off. McGee at the 15, met at the 12, and stopped there as Thomas wrapped him up around the ankles.
Tackle on the play by E.J. Kaltenbach and Chris Thomas.
McGee up over 50 yards after this run on the game. Nice job of cutting back inside, and Thomas plays off a block and grabs a hold of his leg, but pick up a 6.
Second down and 4. Just outside of the 10. Clock running, 9:45. Fourth quarter, 15-7 our score. Steubenville on top and attacking again. Down to the 7-yard line where it's first down and goal. Big Red.
And McGee approaching 60 yards in this game as he's been the back that's really carried the load with Presley out. A nice job of cutting up inside, and he picks up a first down inside the 10.
Again, Collaros gets the play from Coach Reno. Breaks the huddle at the 9:19 mark. McGee down to the 3. For a minute there, I thought he could get away, but they wrapped him up, and he couldn't break that tackle by Keechler at the 3. So second down and goal. You take a look at McGee. 846 yards rushing this year coming into today's game. 6.1 per carry. 9 touchdowns. And he'll dot the I on second down and goal. Double tight end set. Fumble. Collaros has to pounce on it. So an exchange problem there with his center, Sean Campbell.
Wise move with a 8-point lead inside the 10-yard line. Don't try to pick it up and run with it. Just fall on it, grab the ball, maintain possession, and see what happens here on third down.
Well, Collaros' athletic ability, look out for a rollout here where he can keep it or find one of the backs or the tight end in the end zone. So third down and goal from the 5. And 3 tight ends now. Collaros on the play fake. Touchdown! As he finds his tight end, Anthony Gossett, the sophomore at 5'11", 160 pounds.
Yeah, Gossett did a nice job of getting behind the backer there and wide open. They fake the run, and they've got to respect the fake, and Gossett gets behind the defense for the touchdown, and boy, Big Red answers exactly like they needed to push it back to a two-score game.
So Stephen Rose has had a busy second half.
The point after, attempted
on for the point after, out of the hole to Sam Busick. And this time DeSales blocks it. They came in and blocked it, so our new score is 21-7.
Yeah, it's Chris Thomas who made the play.
And the Stallions 7.
Let's go down to Dan Franzak, who has something for us.
All right,
Dan?
thanks a lot, Eric. You know, DeSales knows a lot about coming back from behind in crucial situations. And the regular season finale against Ironton, they were down by 7 points with under 2 minutes to go. They scored a touchdown, then forced a turnover, and then ran out the clock from there. They ended up winning that game 24-16. Obviously, a lot more deficit to make up here, 14 points with 7:53 to go.
Well, thank you, Dan, but they have the horses, no pun intended with the Stallions, but they have the horses that can get it done. So they're not out of this ball game yet. But the clock, definitely the enemy. As you take a look at Kaltenbach, number 24, is running back deep to return this kickoff. But again, just a fine performance by Zach Collaros. And with that touchdown pass, now has 23 for the year. Came in with 22 and has picked up a rushing touchdown as well today. So combined, he has 30 touchdowns for the year, both passing and rushing. 7:53 left, 21-7. We were scoreless at halftime, so we put on 28 points here in the second half. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, no. And it's a big place. A nice punt block by Big Red has really kind of swung momentum their way.
That was a huge blocked extra point if this thing comes down to the wire, too, because that negates that two-point conversion now. So it's still 2 touchdown and 2 PAT game. End-over-end kick, and Justin Moore will play it over his shoulder and brings it out to the 32-yard line. So St. Francis DeSales, Coach Bob Jacoby, his offense will go back to work, trailing by 14.
Tackle on the play by Jonathan Small.
After the game, stay tuned, and then it's championship game day before and after every game from the steps of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. All the excitement and fun of the championships with Andy Crow, J.J. Huddle, and Jerry Rosinski. First down and 10, and out of the gun, Mangini with 4 receivers, twins to both sides. Follows his right guard, and will lean ahead for about 3.
Design play. That's they want to get him running behind the lineman and see if he can find one of those seams and bust a big run.
But time is precious. Inside of 7.5 minutes now. The Stallions again, no need to panic. They've been in these situations before. You heard Dan Franzak tell us. They have come back in games like this. 2nd down and 7. And again, Mangini. Maybe a yard, and that's all. And you know who's coming off the bottom of that pile? Magnone, number 55.
He has played a nice game both on the offensive and defensive front for Big Red. And Mangini trying to run, but Magnone plays off the block. Draylon Cree also got a hold of his leg to help bring him down.
That's a fine football player. Again, leads the team with tackles for loss. 3-step drop. And that pass is complete. They say no, incomplete. And Zach Thomas is hot about it. Or Chris Thomas is hot about it. If anything, he got bumped too.
Yeah. Let's take a look and see what Mangini feels the pressure and then steps up, delivers it. That looks like a good catch.
It looks like a catch. It looks like his left hand was under the football.
And they're going to have to go for it on 4th and 6, I would think.
Yep, remember, no replay in high school. 2nd year in existence in college. The pros have it. So they don't have our camera crews, so they're at the mercy of the officials, and they get it right most of the time. But this, a huge play on 4th down, and Thomas will haul this pass in, and he'll get a 1st down as he makes his way out to the 45-yard line. That football's dead, not a fumble. But what a way to come back, Chris Thomas.
And again, you want to get the ball in his hands in some open space, and that's what they do here. A nice job of a little stiff arm on Collaros, jumps up in the air and gets down to the 45, picks up the 1st.
4 receivers, trips to the top of your screen. Mangini with a 3-step drop. Again, will run, picks up a good block at the 45, and then will spin down to the 48. So now DeSales moving the ball a little bit here at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, it was Justin Moore rather, that came in and made the block for Mangini. Sprung him for an extra 5 yards.
Ricky Taylor brings in the play. Remember, we shared with you, they looked at him one time. He's 6'6". He's flanked out to the very top of your screen, and he's working against Matt Bellardine at 5'8". And it's tipped and intercepted. And it is Matt Bellardine who brings it out to the 35-yard line.
Little bit behind the intended receiver. It goes off his hands and right into Bellardine's hands. Big play again for Big Red. And 5:40 to go, but take a look. Mangini looking over the middle. It's open. Just a little bit behind Kaltenbach, and the tip drill works there for Bellardine. Heads up, grabs it. Big Red's defense comes up with a big play.
As they have done all year long. And they're going to take a timeout. As you see, Bellardine. And it's his 4th interception of the year.
Fans, you are invited to remain in your seats following the conclusion of today's game.
Welcome back, everybody. Big Red's defense showing itself well, especially here in the second half. Matt Bellardine picks up his 4th interception of the year and gives Big Red a 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line. McGee dots the aisle, get this carry for 6 down to the 29.
And now the important thing is the clock. As you see, we've hit 5:30, a 2-possession game. If Big Red can pick up a couple of 1st downs, they will be bringing home their 2nd state championship.
If you have lost a cell phone,
and again, Steubenville, a lot to be.
You see, ball security is what the sideline was yelling. Make sure you take care of the ball. And McGee showed 2 hands on the ball and nodded. So I got you, Coach.
Well, you said it. Coach Reno will coach every minute of the 48-minute football game. 2nd down and 4. And McGee for a couple. His forward progress will give him actually only a gain of 1, so it'll be 3rd down and 3. And the clock continues to roll at 4:45.
By Joey Rosenfels.
Again, they're, run the ball straight ahead. McGee, both hands on the football. Keechler there to make the stop along with Rosenfels. Right now, the important number is the clock is, we are approaching 4:25. Play clock is down to 15, so Big Red doing a nice job of using the 25-second clock as well.
Now they go with a Maryland eye, 3 backs, all lined up together, and Collaros will keep it at the 25. Takes the guy out of his shoes at the 20, has the corner, and it's touchdown number 2 via the ground for Zach Collaros.
He goes over 150 yards on the game, and that's almost half of what he had all season long. So a huge game in the biggest game of his life for Zach Collaros.
You look at his numbers right there. That's the passing numbers, but none bigger than the numbers that he has put on with his legs here today. His 2nd touchdown. Let's take a ride with number 7.
Nice little juke fake there. Cuts upfield and then has the speed to get to the corner and into the end zone. And just a big game by Zach Collaros. 159 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
And the PAT by Rose is up and through. And our new score, 28-7. Yes, roll, red roll is the cry from Eastern Ohio. And Coach Reno and Big Red celebrating now. They can feel it. They have the 1 state championship back in the 80s. There's his record in his 23rd year. Outstanding head football coach of Steubenville.
And he is moving up the list in terms of all-time wins. He's in the top 20 all-time in the state with those 228 wins.
Well, Steubenville fans, or if you're just a football fan in general, you can keep the memories alive by ordering a copy of today's game or any other game you're on ONN during this championship weekend for just $19.95. You can see the game forever. All you need to do is visit OhioNewsNow.com.
21 years ago, the last time that Big Red won a state championship, 1984. And they were also in the finals in 87 and 88. And those 2 times they came away as the runners-up. But I think that Division III state championship is headed back to Big Red country in Eastern Ohio, Jefferson County, and Steubenville. I have a feeling there will be a lot of hooting and hollering going on there tonight. And then again tomorrow, D6, they play Delphos St. John's as Steubenville Catholic Central.
Yep. Yeah, Steubenville has a lot to be proud of with both schools and how Big Red has performed here today. And Stephen Rose go to kickoff once again. Little knuckler, and it's Justin Moore, the up back, at the 30, and then it's going to be dropped there by a couple of Steubenville special team participants. And let's credit Jonathan Spohn, number 12, the sophomore at 5'8", 190 on that special team stop on Justin Moore.
And now, it's no secret DeSales needs to get points on the board. They need to get it in a hurry because the clock at 4 minutes is as big of an enemy as the 21-point deficit is now.
For the Stallions.
They spread the field with 4 receivers. Twins to both sides, the lone tailback Moore. And now Thomas in motion. Moore just on a fullback belly dive for 1.5 yards.
The ball carrier, Justin Moore.
2nd down and 9. Just trying to mix up the defenses probably, thinking of, he spread them out. Maybe we can hurt them with a fullback up the middle. But Big Red, as you see, Ralph Petrella makes his way out of the ball game and brings their fans to their feet. Mangini rolling, looking. Thomas goes up high, incomplete here on the near side.
And that's if we're aware that DeSales has to throw, you can be sure the defense is as well. And they just did a nice job. They're they're trying to cover the sides and allow stuff in the middle so you can make the clock continue to tick. As you see, some Big Red fans, 3:25 away from celebrating a Division III state championship. And you hear the Roll Red Roll chant.
Line to make is the 40 on 3rd down and 9. Slant pass. Almost intercepted.
Pass is incomplete.
And could that have been Steve Davis back there?
It sure was.
Woo. I'll tell you a story about Davis, who has 7 interceptions for the year, almost picks up interception number 8 and 4 against Licking Valley.
For the awards presentation.
And DeSales has been a little bit high with that slant pattern over the middle a couple times, and it's really hurt them.
In the best interest of the players,
again, you know, the ball feels like a rock, your hands are cold, you don't have any feeling in them. And those are the type of things that the weather, you know, you need to deal with the weather.
Colton, Bach, and Thomas here on the near side. And that pass intercepted.
They say it hit the ground.
They'd say it hit the ground. Stephen Davis trying to get it.
Yeah.
I thought it was tipped, and then I thought he caught it clean, but it must have hit the turf after the tip. Again, looking for Thomas on the slant pass, but now Big Red takes over on downs, and they can begin to celebrate.
Yeah, and there's a lot to celebrate. They've come up with some big turnovers. The blocked punt, they blocked a field goal. The offense has run the ball. Zach Collaros, 159 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 21 carries, has really played an outstanding Division III championship game. And he's got another 3:15 of it to go here.
And you know what Coach Reno likes? He's coming back for a senior year.
There's a lot to like about Zach Collaros.
Parrish in motion, the fullback. And McGee met at the 31 and is forward progress. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all for no gain.
And you know, the other thing we need to mention, Eric Gilmore, Ralph Petrella, Sean Campbell, Michael Schneider, and Angelo Magnone. Those are the offensive linemen. And the way that Big Red has run the ball with Zach Collaros, those 5 guys have done the job pretty consistently. Even though they didn't score in the first half, they were still running the ball pretty effectively, and that's offensive line play.
And McGee getting the bulk of the carries in the second half. Jeremy Presley went out with a broken ankle and is going to be celebrating with his team. It makes it easier to come back after an injury when you know you have a state championship trophy in the case.
Absolutely. The senior goes out as a champion, so Presley is a senior.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association reminds you to please respect the game. High school students and fans are reminded to play with pride because high school athletics are important and valuable to Ohio's teenagers.
Just a happy sideline there for Big Red.
Absolutely.
Something these kids will remember a long, long time.
And an undefeated season.
Yep.
And just going to take a timeout before the play clock expires on them, down to 1:49. But we need to give kudos to Columbus St.Francis DeSales, too.
Yeah.
Arguably, along with Cleveland Benedictine, probably those 2 schools played the toughest schedule of any team in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, you know, they had a couple of losses. They played Xavier, who will be in the Division I state championship game tomorrow night. They played Xavier. They played a number of Division I state playoff teams, Toledo, St. John's, Jesuit, and you know, they competed with them. They played Moeller.
Right.
And today, really, the turnovers and the special teams plays.
Right.
And too much Zach Collaros running the football.
Absolutely.
You know, he got free in the secondary a little bit more often than I'm sure the Stallions really expected him to. He only had 375 yards rushing coming in on the year, and today he goes for 159.
So picks up half of what he had coming in. So there's the telling story right there. With 3 tight ends and 2 fullbacks, or 2 tight ends and 2 fullbacks, you run McGee up the middle on 3rd down and just trying to wind it down. It'll be 4th down. Reminder, after the game, stay tuned to ONN for championship game day. After this game, we'll have all the post-game comments with Dandy Crow, J.J. Huddle, and Jerry Rosinski, All the excitement and fun right in front of the Professional Football Hall of Fame in Canton. So
Brings
stay
up fourth
tuned.
down, 4th and 6 with the ball on the 26.
There we have the sign. Big Red State Champs, and you see some smiles. And they may see down to 1:04, and they get a new quarterback in there to let him experience a snap here in the state championship game. It's Andrew Smith.
Why they take a timeout, I can tell you that this copyrighted telecast on ONN is under the authority of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Use of the material without the express written permission of the OHSAA and ONN is prohibited.
Number 10, Andrew Smith.
Today's game is produced by Mark Lowry. Our director is Michael Bacon. Our assistant director is Mike Gerlicka. And the director of programming is Jason Feaster. And we thank the rest of our crew as we kick off this championship weekend on ONN. Steubenville looks to win this Division III state championship game.
There you see Coach Saccoccia going and getting his offense fired up. They pick up 6 yards, and they can keep possession of the ball.
How would you like to have that average? 228 and 44.
Be pretty good no matter what you were doing.
You're right. I'd even take that shooting free throws. 4th down and 6. And McGee.
And
is he going to keep the drive alive? It's going to be close, and I think he has
got it.
The ball carrier.
So you know what? Credit those offensive linemen. They're not going to have to give the ball back to DeSales. And boy, Big Red can start celebrating. Actually, just let the celebration build.
Right. And you know what? I bet you a lot of these fans that were here for this one are going to stick around for tomorrow, aren't they?
I would think so. That's a town that just loves their high school football, and great support.
Or actually, that game's today, isn't it?
It's tomorrow.
Oh, no, it is
tomorrow
afternoon.
That's right. Yeah,
it is tomorrow.
The Division 6 game's tomorrow afternoon.
So this should be the last play of the ball game, and McGee's going to be wrapped up, and that should do it. As Andrew Smith, the senior quarterback, came in for a couple of snaps, but number 7, the quarterback, Zach Collaros, was Mr. Everything, Steubenville Big Red.
Immediately after the ball game,
and as you mentioned, Dave, they can celebrate now. 0-0 at halftime, and then came out, took the opening second half kickoff, and went 58 yards on 7 plays for Collaros' first touchdown as he went 25 yards out. And then the big turning point was the special teams block. Yeah,
the block and punt, and then the 2-point conversion gave them a 15-0 lead. DeSales came back, but every time they did, Big Red had an answer, and congratulations to Big Red. Just a nice second half.
Yeah, we're going to go down to Dan Franzak here momentarily, trying to catch up with Coach Reno there. And yeah, he's there, and I think both of them are going to be there about the 33-yard line.
Hey, Coach Reno, congratulations. 21 years after your first state championship, you got your second one. Congratulations. Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it's worth the wait. I'll just congratulate the kids, congratulate DeSales. Yeah. Roll, Red, roll.
What was the difference in the second half, Coach?
I don't know, man. We played the whole game tough. There was no difference in the second half. We just scored points in the second half. We played the whole game tough. I got to get with Channel 9 now.
Congratulations, Coach. Guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Dan Franzak. Excellent job on the sidelines, battling this cold weather. He's tough himself, and a very emotional Coach Reno, and why not? It's been a great game for them. And his junior quarterback, the Grange MVP. Congratulations to Zach Collaros. Again, just outstanding performance. 2 touchdowns running. Through to his tight end, Anthony Gossett, for a third. And we're going to go ahead and take a timeout. Once again, your final score in the Division III championship game. Roll, Red, roll. Big Red 28-7 over Columbus DeSales. Well, to the victors go the spoils, and Big Red is going to take that championship OHSAA Division III trophy back home.
First time it's been there since 1984, 21 years. So congratulations to Big Red, and congratulations to Columbus St.Francis DeSales. A great season. And as we said, you can only 6 teams end the season with that great feeling of having won.
Yeah, the Stallions 16 returning starters, and this team actually a couple years ago laid the foundation of of this stretch of great football wins. As you take a look at them now, and so we congratulate Columbus St. Francis DeSales on a fine season. Again, they play one of the toughest schedules, and anybody would take 10-4 with the schedule they play.
Absolutely, they play a division. They play a very good Division I schedule as a Division III team. And they will get the state runner-up trophy in Division III. And congratulations to the outstanding football team, the Stallions of Columbus St. Francis DeSales High School.
Remember, after we conclude our festivities here, stay tuned to ONN for championship game day. And all weekend long, before and after every game, from the steps of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let's go down to the field.
Give both these teams a round of applause for an outstanding game today. Coach Jacoby and the Stallions from St. Francis DeSales High School, your school has a proud tradition. This is your 9th appearance in the state semis or championship. That speaks a lot for your program. When tournament play began, there were 120 teams in Division III. 32 made the playoffs. Only 2 had the chance to play in this game. You were one of them. Congratulations. At this time, as I represent the OHSAA, member schools, commissioner, staff, and board of control, to Coach Jacoby and the DeSales Stallions, congratulations, Division III, state runner-up. Great season.
This is a program that has, as he said, has been here many times. And guess what, folks? They're going to be here for many years to come as well.
Yeah, this is a spot that DeSales is used to. You kind of expect to be able to play for the opportunity to play in this game, and a lot of these underclassmen now have gotten a taste of it. They know what they're playing for when they go through that brutal normal schedule that they play that leads to the Division III playoffs.
We told you that a lot of these guys came together, sophomores, and not only during the year when you actually schedule your games and play your games, but it begins in the weight room in the off season. And I believe you me, these underclassmen here in the next week or so, or after the holidays, they're going to start getting reconditioned and ready for 2006.
Association Board of Control members.
Programs like this don't die. That's what I'm saying. They just
will now present the 2005
keep on going.
Division III state championship.
The faces, the numbers may change,
Big Red from Steubenville High School.
Continues. Now we get ready for the celebration and the award ceremony for the Big Red of Steubenville. Let's go back down to the field.
Hey, let us get in front, okay? If I'm going to give an award. Hurry up, let's go. How about the Big Red? Coach Saccoccia, the Big Red, you've played 15 football games. You've won 15 football games. You have earned the right to be called state champions. Another school with a proud tradition, the Steubenville Big Red. This would be your second state championship in football. Congratulations. At this time, to these seniors with me up here and to Coach Saccoccia, gives me a great deal of pride representing our member schools, Board of Control and staff, to present to you Division III State Championship. Congratulations.
So roll, red, roll. The 2005 Division III State Champions. And they won it this year with defense. You don't go 15-0 unless you have a defense. Yes, the offense puts the points on the board and wins games, but the old saying is,
defense wins championships.
And with that, we'll take this timeout. Once again, your final score, 28-7. Welcome back to an emptying out Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, but it'll refill tonight for Division II championship. Well, Steubenville, congratulations to them. Once again, our final score 28-7 over Columbus St.Francis DeSales. And Dave Bacon, two different halves.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that was consistent though is Steubenville was able to make more of the big plays they needed than St. Francis DeSales was. And yeah, you see the celebration with the big guy, and you know, they made big plays when they needed to. That's why they are state champs, and they are coming back on the field to celebrate as a group.
And once again, congratulations to Zach Collaros, our Grange MVP of the ball game. Just so effective running the offense and taking what that stingy DeSales defense gave him.
And that would be a 159 yards rushing when he had only run for 370 over the course of the year.
All righty, so Division III, we started at 11 o'clock, and now it concludes with your champion right there, the Steubenville Big Red. Roll, red roll, 28-7 over Columbus St. Francis DeSales. Good day, everybody. Coming in more will hurt him as he runs right into that blitz, and it's slot on. Presley. Oh, he's collared from behind. Wow. David Nepke, the senior, almost 1,700 yards between the two. Collaros again will bootleg. Turns the corner at the 40. Running room at the 30. That is going to be dropped at the 21-yard line. Nice play fake as Collaros rolls it out right at the 15. Picks up a block by Bogart. Touchdown, Zach Collaros and Big Red.
Nice play by the quarterback,
It's my fairy tale dreams and nightmares. Sipping on this potion, hoping make me see clear. Baby, feedback and pleasant me sleep well. Champagne's now made the recount. It's my fairy tale dreams and nightmares. Sipping on this potion, hoping make me see clear.